Hello and welcome to the first episode of In a Flash by the Gravity Falls Pulse. This is the series that I'll be going through, analyzing each and every one of the episodes of The Flash on the CW, which comes on Tuesdays at 8/7 Central, resuming next Tuesday, January 19th. So let's get right into the pilot, but before we do, I'd like to throw out a quick spoiler warning for Episode 1 of Season 1 of The Flash. Barry Allen is a 24-year-old forensic assistant for the Central City Police Department. The pilot begins with Barry telling us that we have to believe in the impossible, which is something you truly need to do in order to watch this series. We see a flashback of 14 years in the past. His mother was murdered in a ball of lightning in the middle of the night in his living room. His father was taken to prison for her death, but he knows his dad is innocent. Barry and Iris West are best friends, and her dad, Joe West, takes him in considering he has no parents anymore, and so he grows up in the West's home. So back to the present now. Harrison Wells, the founder of Star Labs and role model of, as he calls him, Mr. Allen, has been working on something he calls the Particle Accelerator, and is finally ready to flip the switch. Iris and Barry go to Star Labs to see the accelerator turn on. While at the ceremony, Iris has her bags stolen, and the criminal is eventually caught by who they call Detective Pretty Boy, Eddie Thawne. After seeing the accelerator turn on, Barry goes back to his lab in the CCPD headquarters. We see that he has been investigating his mother's murder since day one. Suddenly, something goes wrong with the accelerator and it explodes. The explosion sends a lightning bolt through a window which strikes Barry. 9 months later, he wakes up in Star Labs, greeted by Caitlin Snow and Cisco Ramon, who are the only two remaining employees at Star Labs. The first thing Barry does is find Iris and tell her that he's okay. During his visit with her at her work, CC Jitters, he finds his new power, super speed. The police have been hunting a robber all through this, and Barry spots him and runs him down. The thing is, the robber is Clyde Martin, who was killed in a plane crash that night 14 years prior. He tells Joe about Clyde Martin and that he's alive and he has powers that he can control the weather, and he immediately shoots him down. He also ends up going on a rant, telling Barry that what he saw that night wasn't possible, that his mother couldn't have been killed by lightning, that his father did murder his mother. That's when Barry sped to Star Labs and is told that the night of the explosion, dark matter was released into Central City that affected multiple humans, making them metahumans, which includes Clyde Martin and himself. Meanwhile, Joe and his new partner Eddie roll up to the old Martin Brothers hideout where they were found before the plane crash, which supposedly killed Clyde. To their surprise, Martin is there and he's got powers. I can't do the fight justice, but Barry takes down Martin, who was eventually shot by Joe and killed. He sees Barry in his new suit and admits that maybe he was wrong, that the impossible does exist, and maybe his father really didn't murder his mother. We also see at the end of the episode that Dr. Wells enters a secret room and stands to his feet, even though he claims to be in a wheelchair and he has lost the use of his legs. In the room, there is a holograph of a newspaper from the future. That's pretty much all we get at this point. As far as drama goes, and you know there's got to be some because it's on the CW, I actually enjoy the way they do the drama on this show. I don't know, I just like it. We can clearly see that Barry is in love with Iris, but just can't admit it to her. When he wakes up from the coma, she is dating Eddie, which makes him hate the detective even more. He already hated Eddie because he was so cocky and he kept score of how many arrests he had. We also see Barry's dad tell him to stop worrying about him, and that he's afraid he doesn't have a life because he's trying to solve the murder. Since I had seen this once before, I know what to look for since I'm all the way caught up on the episodes. The first time through didn't notice either when it was on the TV. The reporter was Linda Park, which we will see later in the series. She was the reporter saying that something had gone wrong with the accelerator. And as they went down a hall in Star Labs, there was a broken cage with the nameplate Grodd on it, which I did not realize the first time through. But of course now I know what that is in reference to, and you guys will also soon enough. So there you have it. What a start we had to In a Flash. If you enjoyed, I'll continue making this series, but the upcoming videos will be quite a deal shorter due to the fact that there were a lot of character introductions and story development. Well, or should I say, Dr. Wells, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, a comment on what your favorite thing in the pilot was, and also subscribe, and I'll see you later.